Good morning. Welcome to ADDA247. Today we are going to discuss about data validation in MS Excel. So mostly in MS Excel we will feed the data in the form of tables. Actually, worksheet consists of rows and columns. It is labeled with A, B, C, D as columns, 1, 2, 3, 4 as the rows, nothing. And here what we need to do is just we are preparing a table with the different columns. Each and every column may not have the same data, isn't it? Now here suppose for example usually we will take a table. Table is something like a student table, assume that, otherwise employee table. In that there are many fields like a student name. In case of student table, hall ticket number may be there, name of the student name may be there, and the date of joining and the course, and different kinds of subjects what they are using, isn't it? Then we need to calculate our total average. If you want to present the results also, we can present the results and everything. But the thing is, once you have created the table, the marks will be at certain level, right? So whatever the marks you are giving in the table, that will be taken automatically, isn't it? There the data will go invalid, isn't it? That means we are trying to save the data, invalid data into that. How to store the valid data, that is our concept today. So when we are entering some data, it has to say that you are storing the data in invalid format or giving out of range values. Suppose for example I am taking the marks. Usually marks will be from 0 marks will be there and up to 100 marks will be there. Out of 100 marks will be there. But if you are giving more than that, it is very difficult to store into that. So in that type of situations, we need to go for different kinds of things, how to do it. And here I am trying to save this, trying to create a table. Now you can see that. Okay. Now here I am trying to open a MS Excel. In this Excel, we can create a blank worksheet. In our regular class, I will teach you what is worksheet, what is a workbook, what are the various rows and columns are there in the table, and so these are the different kinds of things will be there in it. Now in this position, we need to take different kinds of things. Now here, each worksheet consists of rows and columns. These are the columns 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, something like this, and the rows will be 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 20, isn't it? Now in this position, I want to feed the data and I want to take a columns for the table, and later I will let you know that how to do it. Now here I am taking something like serial number. So here I am taking serial number. Serial number in a sense 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of thing. I want to take how many number of records are there. That will be shown. Okay. Now coming to this place, I am taking student name, means S name, otherwise I can type student name also. Student name, after that, yes, student name, and course, in which course it belongs to. Which course it belongs to. Later what I am doing is I want to feed the names, means what are the subjects is we want to store into that. Now here usually we will take English is the one subject. English is the one subject, and Hindi is the another subject. See that Hindi is the another subject, and something like maths will be there, mathematics, something like science, social, science and social will be there. After that, just we are feeding the data into that. Now after feeding the data into that, what will happen in this? Now I am trying to store the data. Yeah, usually we will go for the filling concept. With the help of filling concept, we can save that 1, and I am taking 2 there, and I am taking 3 there. Okay. Now after that, Here I'm selecting, just instead of entering 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of things, just I'm filling it. Here I can see that, and here I'm extending up to this. I'm taking this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, want to fill the same thing. So I'm trying to fill all the values into that. But the values are there. Control C, simply we can say that, and we can extend this one up to here, something like, and I can go for Control V. It will be, yes. After taking that, Control C, Control V, it. Now here there is an option. There is an option to fill the data. Okay. Now here this will be in this manner. Otherwise, just let me fill the same position. With just I'm taking only values. Later I will come to that. This will be covered in our regular class. Now here I'm taking only 5 subject marks into this. After that, what I'm doing is I'm taking something like a Raju and something like a Hari. Here Giri and something like Nani, Singh, like Rohit, something like I filled, and the courses will be something like whatever. This field is not required. The reason is just we are taking a data for all the single field, so that I can take it out. I want to delete it. Okay, it's enough. Now here I'm taking the English marks. Now I'm taking English marks are 56, Hindi marks something like 69, mathematics marks I'm taking something like 94, science marks I'm taking 85, social marks I can take 34. Got it. Now here Hari, in this I want to take 55 and 66. Here I can go for something like 81 and 51, like 61. Here for that something another student I'm taking 25, 85 and something like 84, 66 and 44, and one more student I'm taking like 31. Okay, next 64, now 68 and 91, like 77. Two more students I'm trying to take. Now here 68. By mistake I'm taking something like, I wanted to give only 59, but by mistake I typed one more 9 there. You can observe that 599. It is accepting. Now here I am taking. I want to enter the value is 41. By mistake 0 is pressed. Another value is also there. Now here I am taking 66. Here I am taking for 33 like this. And here by mistake instead of 11 I press it in a speed manner. So what is happening? 3 and 1s are entering there. Here I am trying to insert something like 23 1, and here another one is something like 81. Here it will be a 57. Here it will be something like. So these are the values. Now we can observe that as it is. We can observe that as I have taken the values of it. Now student names, these are the as usual, whatever you want to take we can take. There is no validation for this. Now here I am taking English subjects marks. English subjects marks, maximum marks will be 100 and minimum marks will be 0. There is no negative marking. Just here I am taking 0 to 100 marks should be. But we can observe that row number Rohit record, his English marks are 111. Is it valid marks? By mistake, wantonly no one will enter like this. By mistake in speedy manner we are trying to enter something like this, isn't it? At that minute what do we want to do? To avoid this type of things, our data validation is required. Data validation in the sense, instead of taking wrong values into the sheet and after rectifying the data, at the time of entry only we need to alert the user to you are entering wrong value. That can be done with only this is data validation is required, isn't it? In this data validation, what is the importance of it? What is the data validation? But with the example we will know that, isn't it? Now here what I am doing is I am trying to take another sheet. Here in this first sheet, what are the data we have given? Okay, I am taking Control C. After this I am going for Control V. So entire data has been copied. Now here from here to here I don't want to remove the data, isn't it? Now okay, now clear the fields. Now what I am doing is I am trying to validate these fields. Whatever the data we are entering there, I want to go for validation concept. How can you validate the data? The validation of data can be done with like this. Now see here there is an option data. You can check it out. There is an option data. There is another option validation. Data validation is there in this. Once again, don't get confused. Here we are at this place and select the table, select the cells where you want to apply the validation concept. Then go to data menu. In the data menu you will find data validation concept. Is it? In the data validation there is an option data validation. Now allow any value. There is an option like input message, error message and settings for that. Okay. In this position what I am doing is here I am trying to give something like any value, either it may be whole value, decimal value, list, date, time, text length. If you want to restrict the cell with these many number of text length must be entered into that. Some performance will also be there. So that is required for us. And here any value we can take, otherwise whole number we need to take. Like I am going with the any value only, isn't it? And data between like this. Now here I am taking whole number. Now between minimum value must be, as of our requirement, 0 must be there. Minimum value must be 0 and maximum value must be 100. 100, is it? Now apply changes to all the cells with the same settings. Okay, now already I selected the cells. Now here when I'm trying to enter the values into that. Now earlier this was staple, it is accepting the values beyond it, isn't it? It is accepting the value above it. Even we are entering 112 also it is accepting, 599 also it is accepting, and 410 also it is accepting, isn't it? And here something like somewhere 231 also it is accepting. But I want to restrict the worksheet to not to accept values below 0 and above 100. That condition I applied in the sheet 2. In this sheet 2, I am trying to insert the data into that. Here I am trying to insert the data. Now here 26. It is in between 0 to 100, right? So it will be acceptable. Now I am moving on to this place. Here I am giving some other value like 96. Okay. Now here I am trying to take something like, this is the extra value I am taking. Now you can see that. This is the error message is giving. It won't allow you to insert the value unless until you are not giving the value between 0 and 100. It won't accept. That is the most important thing we are supposed to understand, isn't it? Now here it is saying, but user cannot understand why it is giving error. If you give us some guidance like your valid data must be entered, the value which you are entering in between these cells must be in this range. If you give some guidance to that user guidance, then user can understand that, right? So that type of constraints you can apply for this. Now here when I am trying to do any other thing, it will be taken like this. Now see, even if you are taking 101, even 1 greater than 100, it won't take, isn't it? Now we are able to restrict the sheet with particular values. Not only this, there are many more things are there, but this is the one thing. Now here I am going that in this place what I am doing is, here I am taking the negative values also. We are restricted with 0 to 100, right? Here we are talking about, here the negative value I am taking minus something like 58. Minus 58 I am taking. I am going to next level. Even though same error, is it? So in this position, why we need to take this type of things means, if you want to store the data in a valid format, we need to go for this kind of thing, isn't it? Not only this, there are many more things are there, many more things in the sense. Now here we are showing the error, it is not accepting at all. First of all, at this place it is not accepting. So at this place, whatever the data we are talking about here, when I am entering some data into that, okay, when I am trying to take the data into that place, here minus something like even the valid value, but it is in negative number. Now when I am trying to do this, it is giving error here. That will not be there. Now can user understand why it's giving error? They don't know that. It's not saying anything. It's not saying anything there. You should not enter the value below 0 and above 100, isn't it? At that place, here I want to go for extra validation concept. So here I am giving like I am sharing the data. Now once again, here I am taking that I am going to data validation one more time in this. Yes, here old number, ignore blanks, whatever, that is the given thing. And what is the input message we want to give that? Range of values, that is called valid values. Now as maximum marks as maximum marks as 100 is 100, we should give some statement which user can understand that. We should give value between 0 and 100. 0 and 100 I'm giving. Now check it out. Now here I am giving the user input message and error alert also we can give that. Stop message you want to give, some other warning message also give. What the title? Wrong value. Invalid marks also I can give that. Invalid marks. Invalid marks. So error message is marks are not between. Marks are not between 0 and 100. Okay, that is the information I given in the validation format. Now we will try to enter the data, then we will understand that what is the importance of it. Now here we can see that when I am selecting the particular value, it is giving that valued values as maximum marks is 100. We should give something like, it will show that. When I am focusing on that, user will never go wrong, because I gave that like a tooltip. Tooltip is another concept, but here I am giving some validation message to the user that marks must be so and so this type. Now here by seeing it, we can also enter. Even you are giving the wrong values. Even you are giving the wrong values there. Suppose I am giving 100, it will accept. Okay, I am giving 99, it will accept. And when I am giving something like 77, it will accept. Okay, when I am giving something like negative values, I am trying to give negative values like 90. Now go for next one. Here earlier it was just stopping, and it's not saying anything to the user cannot understand that. But here the warning message is what I prepared, warning message, that is marks are not between 0 and 100. If you want to take this one, just go continue with that. We are acceptance. But what is the difference between warning and error? Error means never accept. Error values means never accept it. It will reject directly. But when I am giving a warning, this is not suitable because it is accepting the value. It is saying that values are not between these two things. So that we can easily understand that, right? So in this position, this is sometimes we may accept something. Some competitive exams, they will give negative marking also. In competitive exams, they will give some negative markings also, so that there may be a chance to enter the negative values. So based on our data which we are going to store into the Excel sheet, we need to prepare such type of things. Whether error message is suitable for us or warning message suitable to us, is it? So in this position, I am taking at this, it is accepting. Earlier it was not accepting, it is simply rejecting and removing the value from the cell, isn't it? But here it is possible to accept. So how it is accepting? That is the only the thing. Now here I don't want to accept this one. Then what we need to do? Again we need to go to that cells. Okay, in a data validation, what data validation we have given? So previous settings were there, but instead of warning, we need to take some stop. One more option also there, means automatically it will be stop. It won't accept the value. Earlier, what it is accepting minus 99 kind of thing right there. So here I am applying that. Now check it. Now when I am trying to enter the value to that, what the value? I am taking minus 98. I am going for this one. Even it is giving the value, even it is giving the warning to us, marks are not in between 0 and 1, just it will allow us to retry, give the another value. Previously it was accepting and going to the next cell. That means it is a warning cannot stop, but only error message can stop entering the invalid values to that. How, when we can use that warning, when we can use that information, means warning and stopping error message, and information message also there. One more also I will let you know that right now. So here there are the different options provided to us to validate the data, but according to that, sometimes we are not allow them to access the enter the invalid values is called stop, warning. It's not warning, it is the error. Error means the value cannot be accepted, should not be accepted. If you want to put the condition that invalid values other than this range values, other values should not be accepted, that can be accessed with this particular thing, isn't it? It's a warning. Warning will be what is that? Stop, error message will be used. Now what is the warning? Warning means we are guiding the user that you are going wrong, you are giving the value other than that specified. But if you accept it, you want to continue, you want to cancel, there are the options will be given. Once again I will show that. Now here it is, when it is showing that, when it is showing that is a warning, it is not valid. If you want to continue, that means you are accepting to continue with the same value in the cell. If you are not accepting, it will be removed from that, isn't it? So information means it automatically it will keep on taking, but some information will be given to you. What is the information? Now here, now see, it is asking us to go for next value, right? Here I am giving some value, something like 56, so that it will be acceptable, and here, and this is the thing. Okay, now I am going there here. So this is the kind of thing. Now if you want to apply for, if you don't want to continue with that even warning, earlier it was entering the value and going to next cell. When I am taking that warning option, here it is error option is there, so it is stopping us. But here what I am doing is I am applying for data validation. In the data validation, here I am going for warning concept. What is the message? Data error or marks error, whatever, that is your customized message. However you want to print the message, if anything is going wrong, that kind of things will be done here. Data error, otherwise whatever the information you want to give, you can give that. There is no restriction in this. So here when we are trying to enter the value beyond that or outside the limit of defined, now here marks are not between 0 and 100. 0 and 100. Just I am pressing OK. Now here we can see that here first row I am entering the same value, all valued values only, and here I am going for this one. Here I am taking 91 there. Here I am taking something like 51. Now here I am taking something like 65. Yes. Yeah. Now in a second field, I am trying to take the values out of bounds, etc., out of range values. How I am taking 21? I am taking here. It is within the range only. Now I am going for something like 144. Is it within the range? We have given the values 0 to 100, but what are the values of it? 144. Is it within the range? Now when I am moving to next cell, it is accepting. Now see that? But we are not giving an error message to stop it. So it is accepting without any information, it is accepting. So here when I am going to something like my negative values also I am trying to do it. Now I am going to that place. It is accepting. But how can you do it? How can you do it? That is clearly mentioned in the data validation concept in our regular class. We will clearly explain what is the importance of it, how we are going to do that. So try to join with this class, Excel class. We are going to start in June 12. So we have that registration form and everything there. Just try to attend the session. So you will get a clear cut picture with different examples how the data is maintained. So many times I told you that if you learn Excel, we can go up to database data analyst level. Even many tools or data visualization tools are using, like OLAP tools are using, like Python also data analyst tool, you can use it. So when we are what they are doing with these high level languages, high level tools, visualization tools they are doing, we can also do with Excel. So try to be strong in the Excel so that we can go for OLAP level, online analytical process. That is the tool is inbuilt there in this to data validation. First of all, when you store the valid data into that in the database or Excel sheet, then only we can analyze the data in a proper way. Even by mistake, default we are entering the data, wrong data into that. When you are accepting, you are not applying any restrictions to enter the data, accept the data into the Excel sheet, that will go wrong, isn't it? Then when it is going wrong, it will be a difficult problem to you, isn't it? So if input data is wrong, how can you analyze? How can you predict the process? How can you predict the result? What is the summary of the result and everything? There are many more things are there, but we are supposed to learn in a clear cut manner very easily. We can do many things in this. Most of the people who are not having the programming skills, they are using Excel only. But what database programmer are doing, most of the things, 90% of the tasks can be done with Excel without any programming, without any query languages. SQL, to access any database, we need to have a SQL knowledge. Structured query language will be there in a DBMS. But most of the people who know that, they can understand that. In that position, we need to learn that SQL. Without SQL commands, without having idea about the SQL, how to use it, they cannot get the data. The data will not be visible to us unless until you are using that particular command from the database. But here, everything is visible to us easily. With the help of tools only we can get it, is it not? So these are the much more things we can learn in our course. So what is the upcoming course, Excel basic to advanced, what we are going to start? Just try to join into that, register with that course. We can explain clear manner. One more thing, a small request. I am demonstrating complete in English, but it is for Telugu and English people also. So anybody requested me to teach in Telugu also, we can, but I did not see any information in a comment line. Want me to teach in English, Telugu? No problem. Each and everything I can teach in bilingual, even Telugu and English also, even Hindi also I can manage. So like that, we need to have a clear cut picture. Without knowing the basics of Excel, storing data will go wrong. Once you store the data in a wrong format, we cannot use in a processing, we cannot predict the results according to our expectation. That is the most important thing we need to remember for this. So here that is the important thing we need to understand. And this is this data validation tool. I'm trying to explain that. There are data validation means while storing data only, we need to validate the data, whether we are storing the valid data into the database, valid data into the Excel sheet or not. That is the most important thing we need to understand. Okay, so I'm stopping class up to here. So tomorrow we will come with another important concept, that can be data analysis. Based on data analysis, we will come with another question, another topic. Okay, thank you. Stopping class up to here.